Alright, what's going on, guys? So today I have a video that's kind of different from what I usually do, but it's still a video that I'm very excited to do for years now. It's about this one kid in my school that's like very persistent and really wants to beef with me for no particular reason. I guess there's one particular reason, but just keep watching and you'll see why. Now, when all this happened, I couldn't make a video on this because, first of all, I was still a voiceless YouTuber. And second of all, I didn't really know how to present this, but I watched a YouTuber named Scrubs. He already quit YouTube, but his videos are pretty amazing. You should check him out after this video. Essentially, he makes storytime videos, and I got inspired by those, so I decided to use this story of mine. So yeah, you can kind of guess that this video is gonna be a storytime video. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, and sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, boys. So this all started like a few years ago. Me and my friends were in this group chat just talking about what we were talking about. And I got bored and I decided to write a packing line as a joke. Now, if you don't know what packing is, I'll play a little bit of
You're mad because you've been like a stupendously aroused ideological pinecone looking fuck on a hail and chum bucket and half.
So anyways, I sent that packing line message to my friends in a group chat, right? One of them asked me if he can post onto his Instagram story, which I said yes. And then, so he posted it. A few hours later, I get a DM from this kid. Now we're gonna name him Nelson. He's the main dude of the story. So Nelson sends a screenshot of like my friend's story, right? And this is our first message in DMs, by the way. This is our first message to each other. But Instagram was lagging for me. And in my screen, he just sent that screenshot and dipped. Because of that, I didn't think much of it. So I just explained the screenshot, right? And like, in my Instagram is still lagging, still like no messages from him. So I just straight up told him, if he's saying something right now, I can't see it because my app is lagging. So like, I went for dinner. So when I came back and opened up Instagram, I see this guy have a meltdown for whatever reason. I'm not even sure why. These are his exact word for word after sending the screenshot. Maybe you should actually STFU. No one gives a crap about what you say. Now, it's not crap, it's the swear word version, but I'm just too lazy to censor it. Every message that I said, he would reply with an insult. At that point, I just started arguing with him. And let me tell you, when I say this guy is god damn stupid in an argument. Every defining point that I say, he would reply with a point that contradicts what I just said. Like, for example, he's attacking me for, I guess, writing that packing line. And I told him it's a joke. He would reply with, what did my friend do to me? But eventually, he lost the argument. He closed off with, I'm not going to waste my time anymore on you. Which is like rich words coming from him, because later in the story, I got told that he is notorious in school for just attacking people for whatever reason. So the next day, I was like laughing at him about it, right? And this guy is the biggest soy boy I've seen. Or like, actually no, soy boy is probably not the right word. More like the biggest pussy you will ever see in your life. This kid is literally scared to look at me in the eyes. He would just call me stupid, but like, he would look down while saying it. It's like, he's scared to look at me in the face while saying it. So yeah, that's pretty much how our beef all started. Over a joke that wasn't even meant for him. And plus, my friend is literally okay with me typing all that. He didn't even mind. I don't know what is this guy defending, but yeah. So like for the next few days to weeks, every time he catches a glimpse of me packing in real life, to my friends by the way, not him. Actually, it's not even restricted to packing. Even if it's a normal joke, he would run into my DMs, start an argument, and eventually rage quit out. It's also important that I mention that every time we finish an argument, which he always loses, I would post it onto Instagram on my story to clown on him even further. At that time, I didn't know because he is already known for doing this, but like, yeah, I was just posting for fun. Now that being said, is it cringe that I was posting everything? Yes. But did it piss him off? Also yes. Eventually, in one of our arguments, he demanded that I stop posting about him. I tell him that I will stop posting if he stops harassing me. And he said, and I quote, he will stop harassing me if I stop packing. Which, also keep in mind, I'm reminding you a lot of times, but it's because it's important that I am not even doing it to him, and I'm not even doing it remotely close to him. So, that's crazy, right? But anyways, he lost that argument again, of course. But yeah, after that, I posted him again as usual. But anyways, our beef is like more than 1 year long, so like, if I try to include every single argument that we had, it's gonna take a while, mainly for two reasons, because first of all, of course, there's a lot of them to talk about. Second of all, I need to remember all of them all. I'll only share like the memorable ones, or like basically the ones that like are so legendary that I remember. Like this incident right here, right? I'm gonna name this one friend. He's gonna be appearing a lot later in the story. I'm gonna call him friend A. So Nelson, he really looks up to friend A for some reason. So friend A, he was playing Bloxfruits, a Roblox game, and he liked it. And me, I also played Bloxfruits as well. So I helped him, of course. Now, Nelson doesn't like Bloxfruits. So do you wanna know what he says to me? He said that I'm manipulating friend A into playing blocks fruits. Keep in mind, it's an 8th grader, by the way. But that argument didn't even go anywhere. It just ended the way you think it would end, which is him losing. And it's until where, like, after I posted another argument, one of my friend, we're gonna call him friend B. So, friend B told me that Nelson went into his friend's server and is trying to start an argument about, like, this other guy is hacking in Valorant or something. Which, spoiler alert, he's not hacking. So I told him to add me into the server. And as soon as I join the server, I see Nelson's message. Okay, fuck, I'm out. Which is, oh my god, this guy is scared of me. And later, right, while I continue egging him on, someone will say that he has never seen someone get cooked this hard, right, or something. And this guy has the balls to say he is ignoring these low-level NPCs and doing other stuff. That is his word for word, by the way. The other half is probably not accurate, but the upper half is word for word. But anyways, later that night, right, I get into a voice call with this kid, and I'm not joking when I say this. Nelson actually got his younger brother to get on the mic to talk trash to me. Yup, you cannot talk trash yourself, so you decided to get someone younger to trash talk, which is like, well, I mean, it is a great idea because what do you think sounds more insulting? Getting insulted by someone of your age or getting insulted by someone younger than you by a lot. But regardless, right, as someone that writes the packing lines or something, right, I obviously know how to pack it a little bit, so I turn on my equalizer and start berating them. I would berate them for like more than 2 minutes long. They were literally muted, right, while I berated them. And then when I stopped, they would unmute and just say one insult. And then I'll just continue the berating. And then they will mute again. It just continues on and on and on for like 30 minutes straight. Also, the one insult they use is literally the same. Like, they just keep repeating the same insult. And then later, Nelson has the balls to say, his brother destroyed me. Yeah, man, he totally did, bro. Nelson is also not very good at arguing. He does the rookie argumenter mistake of telling the opposite side that they're mad. He literally told me that his little brother got angry or something. Just like, why is it my problem, bro? Anyways, after the packing session, right, friend B joins the call and tells both of us to calm down or something. We started talking about the manipulation again. I asked Nelson if he still stands by what he said, and he said yes. I started word by word, detailed explaining the whole incident. Like, friend A getting into block sports himself, him asking me for help, by the way, I forgot to include that, accepted the help. And after I'm done, he just said, yes, you're a manipulator. And at that point, I just gave up and decided to just pack him and he left the call. Another thing you need to know is that one thing that Nelson always says to me is that no one likes you. This is gonna be important in a second because literally the next day after that incident, he did something which I forgot. And that got friend B to like put a poll that like asks the server if they want to ban or kick or do nothing to Nelson, right? Every single person voted ban. Nelson is literally hated in everywhere he goes. Even in school, actually. Like, everything he says to me is literally just, like, it can be applied to himself. It's like he's like Blazer47. Viewers, if you get that reference, you're cool. Every insult or something he says is literally just projection to himself. Obviously, since everyone voted ban, he got kicked out of the server. He was also begging really hard to, like, not get kicked out or something. It was like, please, no, I won't do it again, or something. Right before he was about to get banned, he decided to, like, I guess, try to do a 180 on the server and friend B by saying something like, you know, actually, I don't even want to be in here anymore. I'm just gonna leave myself. And he left, which is, nothing changed at all. He still got banned. This guy, I think he was trying to farm sympathy, which obviously didn't work. Nelson is also extremely racist. I think being racist is probably normalized by now in 2024. But if that's the case, which I don't know if it is, keep in mind that this is 2021 or 2022, I forgot. He would constantly drop a few voice messages of him just saying some racist stuff and then deleting it to like just make sure everyone hears it, but not enough to where they recorded it. I guess there's just one time we recorded it And like he got really pissed off with that. This guy was dropping the N word here and there. The N word, the hard R N word, anything you can think of. He just tossing it out like it's no tomorrow. And he's also not black, by the way. Just making sure that we're all clear on that one. But yeah, that's one incident. And here's this another incident that's like after that voice call incident. So I was hanging out with friend A in real life. And friend A, he had the idea of me flexing to Nelson about hanging out with him because Nelson looks up to friend A, I already told you earlier. So I did it. Nelson did not believe that I was with him. So I had friend A to take a picture of me holding my phone and my phone having a screen of me and Nelson's DM. And friend A sends it to Nelson. Nelson gets all pissy and stuff about like, why are you hanging out with that fat ass? And then friend A directly draws a line, which is pretty badass. He says, I say that again and he'll block him. And this kid immediately gets all like scared or something. He's like, okay, sorry. It only takes this much to stop Nelson. Ever since this situation, I was like, okay, this guy sucks. So I decided to like step up my pissing him off aura, I guess, by packing in real life only when he's near to like make sure he's hearing all this. And it works because every time I do it, it's like an angry little gremlin telling me to piss off or something. Even though like he can just walk away anytime he wants. But obviously you guys know that's not his style. No. His style is butting into every conversation and getting mad at whatever they happen to talk about in the conversation. Of course, he's scared to look at me in the eyes when saying it. He would like try to look down or something when saying it. I mean, at least sometimes he does try to look up and say it to me, but most of the time he just looks down. Yeah, I was just pissing him off in real life. So anyways, everything goes by normally. I would just be pissing him off on a daily basis. And then like, he can't do anything about it. One day, right, one of my friends invited me to this group chat where the purpose is to just piss off Nelson. Is it childish? Well, yes, but did it also work? Also, yes. So after we filled up the group chat with some people, we added Nelson in here and we started off with text conversations trying to piss him off in there. But eventually we moved on to voice calls. I was already just packing him to death. And then like he got really angry over that. Even after I stopped, right, it didn't even matter. My mere presence in the voice call is enough to make him mad. Like I'm literally not joking. Eventually we just all said let's play a game. And I'm literally inviting Nelson. But instead of like just saying yes or no, he just sits there, keeps on trash talking me. I don't know what will that do, but I guess once everyone left the call, right? Cause like we all got bored. This guy even tried to like make me feel bad or something. He's like, everybody left because of you. Nobody likes you. Yeah, it just devolves into some elementary school stuff. Eventually, there's just one time in the group chat where like I got COVID, right? So obviously I just stayed at home. I said I was gonna go sleep, and Nelson, being the hit and runner he is, decides to say, no wonder bro's fat. Even though it's like, he knows I have COVID, by the way. And guess what? He deletes the message. But someone forgot that I have notifications. He already experienced the notification firsthand before, and he still decided to challenge it. And I caught him, I said that to friend A. Friend A gets like very pissed off about this guy. Cause like, actually, how do you even supposed to respond to this one? Like, sleeping because you're sick equals fat. That is crazy. So friend A goes in and argues with Nelson, right? And this guy is still trying to defend his point. Actually, it's not even a point. It's more like the trashiest opinion ever. Like Jack it's up there with Blazer 47 and Jack Doherty. But like eventually, right, friend A just couldn't take it anymore. He just blocked Nelson. But it's like for some reason he still blames me. I'm not sure why and how isn't my problem. But go off, I guess. So this is not a related one, but just listen. Nelson in school, right? When I argue with him, he would constantly be laughing all the time. You know when people try to laugh off the pain that their ego just took? Yeah, that's him. He's like trying to laugh all the time. All he does is just ignores all my points or something and trying to hide it with a laugh. Do you guys still remember when I told him whatever I'm doing is a joke and he still wouldn't budge, still like kept trying to argue with me about what did my friends do to me and oh my god, it's so annoying, blah 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 blah. I told him he can't take a joke and this guy tried to 180 on me and said I can't take a joke. Now, some of you would probably give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he forgot that I told him it's a joke. Well, the issue is I told him like over 50 times by now. More times than he has ever called his dad daddy in his life. Even like a few days before this, I told him it's a joke again. And still, he said that. But it's just the human nature in arguments where the other side does not make sense unless you hear out their perspective. Actually, you know what? There's no perspective in Nelson. He's literally just a meat writer. That will all make sense to you once you hear this other incident. So there's this one time in the voice call. I'm playing a game with this other friend that Nelson also looks up to. And we were both streaming. And Nelson is over there talking about how trash I am. I'm so bad at the game, blah 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 blah. And a lot of that stuff. Once he realizes he was watching my friend's stream, his whole demeanor changed from, oh my god, you're so garbage at the game, to, oh wait, my friend's name? That was you? Oh my god, you're so good at this game. That was his word for word, by the way. And then throughout the entire match, he's just complimenting my friend about how good he is at the game and a lot of blabbering. So yeah, that's the type of person that I'm dealing with over here. So anyways, there's this other time where in our Horizons week, right? Now if you don't know what that is, it's just basically a week where you go vacation of your school. If you somehow don't know that, that's what that is. I chose to not go outside because I was too lazy. And Nelson also didn't, and I guess the gods were pretty angry at me that day. Or like maybe I did something wrong and like it pissed them off because I got put into the same group as Nelson. Let me tell you what I say, this guy's the most insufferable kid ever. Every little thing that I do, he would like mumble some trash talking. Enough to where like I can hear it, but my friends can't hear it. Oh yeah, speaking of my friends, every time when I complain about Nelson to them, they keep telling me that it's my problem and like we're both in the wrong and this is our own problem. We should deal with this ourselves. This will be important in a second. Eventually, right, I got tired of his trash talking. So, right after he's done with another trash talking, we were both sat down. I was sitting right next to him. I hoisted up my hand and just haymakered him into the chest. Now, it's only just the chest. It's not like some place where it would hurt a lot if you hit it or something. This kid literally almost cried from that and said that I deserve to fall. Well, I mean, just now I tripped from someone being annoying. He was like, I deserve to fall. And he does the most, I guess, soy boy push ever. And then he does a sitting motion where he cries. Not the one where you put your head down, it's more like the, you try to look away from the person that almost made you cry. And my friends were mad at me for some reason. I know that they're going to watch this, but they like to middle ground fallacy this so much. Like they keep saying, "Oh, you both are wrong." All they do is just blame both of us. Like it's never like one side has to take accountability for them being a dickhead. Anyways, my friends got mad at me for that punch, but I didn't really care. I got my satisfaction. This guy finally got what he deserved, which is a punch. He should have got that a long time ago, actually. He literally beefs with everyone in the school. Like, he should have got that a long time ago. I'm surprised that this is his first time in a while getting it. There's also this one time where like we were in an argument, right? Nelson ran out of words to say. So do you wanna know what he does? He sends a picture that my friend took of me peeing. Except like he took it from the back, so like yeah. Obviously that meant he ran out of words to say, so he just wanted to piss me off. And I vowed to him that I would get more embarrassing photos of him. And sure as hell I did. So, one of the group chat arguments, right? Friend B supplied us with a bunch of Nelson pictures. And I have not gotten as much secondhand embarrassment before than looking at these pictures. So I'm going to describe these pictures. So the first picture is Nelson in a green hoodie. The green hoodie is going to be important later. Wearing a swag glasses and I guess leaning backwards. So that's the first picture. Oh my god, it was already cringe enough. But the second one makes it even worse. So do you wanna know why the hoodie was green? It's because it's a dream merch. So the second picture is him like doing a goofy cartoonish smile with two of his hands having their fingers crossed. The dream merch smile is like visible in the camera. He's just taking the picture like that. And the third picture is even worse. So Nelson literally, alright, how do I describe this? Hold on, let me Google out how to describe this real quick. So, he took some black hoodie and stuff, right? Looking all edgy. And this guy had a Jake Paul haircut, and he's like doing one of those poses where like your body is like backwards, but like you turn your face and half of your body back to look at the camera. There's also like a cross finger at the bottom. Yeah, that's the three photos that I can remember. There's a lot more, but I forgot. I gotta check the photos again. I saved them somewhere, but I was not referring to the photos at all when describing it, by the way. It was just so cringe that it was permanently attached into my brain. I don't need to look at the photos to remember how does it look like exactly. But anyway, since that was an argument, I posted that onto Instagram. So everyone was seeing all these embarrassing pictures of him, and he got really angry. And he was like, "Stop posing like a nerd." That pronunciation wasn't a mistake, by the way. He actually spelled posing, not posting. So I corrected him and told him to go away, and he had to deal with it. But I digress. I'm sure that y'all are tired of these random small incidents that did not affect our beef at all. We're like very insignificant. Here's more like significant incident that like really impacted our beef. Well, it benefited me, but it damaged him really badly for this one. So there's this one day where I invited my friends to come and hang out. And obviously I didn't invite Nelson because why the hell would I? One of my friends that I invited posted a story of like me doing a wheel flip, but I digress. So Nelson, right, after seeing that story, he goes into my friend's DM. He's kind of cool with this friend, I guess, but he was like asking why didn't he get invited. And this is gonna be important in a second. Nelson asked why didn't he get invited, and my friend said that I'm the host. And Nelson literally gets so offended that he runs into my DM and argues with me. And like when I tell him that he's this mad over not being invited, he say that he wouldn't go anyways because I'm there, even though he watched the video and the entire video is just me. And then right after watching the video, he asked why didn't he get invited. So yeah, all in all, just a dumb incident. But anyway, that's not the main point. So anyways, he loses this argument again. I post him online. We go about our day. So like I already told you that Nelson is usually like the support class in an argument where he would meet Rad or something. Because of that, he's usually very weak when he argues himself. So like a few hours later, I see notifications of this guy going off. He's like extremely angry. You are slur. I'm too lazy to censor it. Get online. Scared. Those are the exact words, by the way. And then there's a few more messages. I clicked on it because it piqued my interest. And it turns out there's this another dude over here. I guess the Nelson's friend. So it turns out Nelson got a friend to like I guess 2v1 me in an argument. And he told his friend everything about me and everything that he can use to attack me and then a lot of other stuff. So that's one disadvantage I have. It's like I do not know who the hell is this guy. Meanwhile, he knows everything about me. My data also ran out. So like I was arguing on reduced connection. So that's another disadvantage they have over me. They're like just sitting there fat as hell. They're not actually fat, but it's gonna be important later as to why I call them fat. They have like their Wi-Fi, meanwhile I'm running on like reduced connection speed because my data ran out. So that's another disadvantage. And a third disadvantage is when I try to ask someone to argue for me while I go back to hang out with my friends because I'm still hanging out with them, Nelson would kick them and tell me to fight myself and call me a pussy. So he threw away all his dignity in order to try and get this W that he thinks he'll get, I guess. So that's three disadvantages that I have right now. So they're fighting the MMO raid boss fake over here on easy mode. Plus they have all the buffs available in the game. Plus with a teammate. Getting a teammate to help you against an MMO boss is always the best thing to do. The argument goes on, and should I even call it an argument because it's more like a meat riding fest. One of them would say the most level 1 insult, and the other guy would reply with "for real" to that message. It's like an upgrader in a tycoon on Roblox. The upgrader just upgrades the ores to like make them sell better. This is like what they're trying to do, I think. That's just the whole thing. They would just constantly meet right each other. And because I was running a reduced connection, I had no time to type fast enough to respond to that before they meet right each other. But eventually, it goes on to this one point where I guess he tries to fat shame me for bringing my own food to school instead of eating the trash school food. So I'm not sure how does that work, but alright. So I brought up the fact that when we were still on good terms, he would beg for some of the food that I brought. And his excuse is is to prevent me from getting any fatter. And if you guys have noticed the gotcha moment by now, is that by his logic, doesn't that mean he's also fat? Because he ate some of it. And when I brought that out, lo and behold, that was the checkmate that I needed. Literally, his friend logged off as soon as that happened. And he tries to laughing it off as usual, the LOL, but obviously, like his ego got damaged really badly from that. And he has no one to meet right anymore. So he lost pretty quickly, and I record the whole thing. I post on Instagram. I laugh at him really badly about it, and eventually they all went offline. So even when playing on easy mode, along with having all the buffs existing in the game, and having a teammate, they still couldn't beat the MMO raid boss over here because they all weren't talking anymore. I just left. That's gonna be important later. That's why I'm bringing it up. That's why I'm specifically saying that. So a few hours later, after that incident, this guy tries to start an argument in my DMs on Instagram, which is pretty brave after losing a 2v1 that badly. But so I was laughing at them about them losing, right? And Nelson goes on to say that they didn't lose. I left. I got scared. Wow, man, sorry that no one was talking anymore because everyone went offline, so I decided to leave the group chat myself. And this dude later tries to add me again into the group chat, but this time he brought a third guy. So I was laughing at him pretty badly about it. And then before I left the group chat again, this guy proudly says that it's his alt account, so it's still a 2v1. He's also saying in a way as if it's something to be proud of. It's just text messages, but you can literally physically feel that he's proud of like it being a 2v1 instead of a 3v1. And I just dropped a message on him and left. I forgot what was the message, but yeah. So this guy got on the Instagram into my DM. Sai, stop leaving the group chat. So I repeated his message. Sai, stop forcing me into a 2v1 situation where you'll lose it again. And this guy gets angry. He's like, stop copying me. You're pissing me off. And I just responded with, stop repeating. You're pissing yourself off. And he went offline. But as I said from the start that this incident was significant to our beef. Ever since this incident, I could literally call him fat, even though it's not fat, because it is literally from his own words and not from mine. And every time when I call him fat, he would like try to Uno reverse on me, but like when I bring up the incident, he would literally immediately stop, like lose an argument instantly. It's like the trump card I have, except it's not a trump card. I never needed it to win. I can just win him normally, but like it's like the time skipper in Cookie Run Kingdom. After you finish that stage, you can use a time skipper to immediately clear that stage anytime. But eventually a new school opens up and a lot of students decide to switch schools. One of them is Nelson. And during his last day, he was like talking to my friends and I was like walked up to them. Not to talk to him, it's more like to talk to my friends. We were like trying to have a civil conversation about our arguments. And this guy has the balls to say, just don't start it. Which is, it didn't hold up well because a few months later, this guy decided to like, I guess try to start another argument. He obviously lost, but his main point in there is that I started all this over my ego being broken over him telling me to shut up. So that like a few days later, he said he couldn't come to our weekly hangout, and I replied with good, just one word. And this guy was like, bruh, HTFU, that's not good for me. And he fell into my trap. I clapped back with, why is bro's ego hurt over the word good? That was like a 3-second, 3-message argument. And I posted on Instagram, that was pretty fast. Although I posted like 5 months later because I forgot. But yeah, that was pretty much the last argument we had. So it was like a 80-0. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. And turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the next video. Comment down something for the algorithm. If you don't know what to comment, just comment down the word Nelson. And I'll see you on the next one. Assuming you turn on notifications. Goodbye.